Oliver had always loved dogs. Ever since he was a little boy, he felt a sense of peace whenever he was around them. There was something about their warm eyes and wagging tails that made him feel like everything would be okay, even on the hardest days. Now at 24, Oliver had turned his passion into action. He worked part-time at the local animal shelter. It was the best job he could have ever asked for. Every morning, Oliver would walk through the shelter's doors, greeted by the chorus of excited barks and yips. There were big dogs, small dogs, scruffy ones and sleek ones, all with their own stories. Some had been lost, some abandoned, and others surrendered by owners who could no longer care for them. Each one tugged at Oliver's heart, and he made it his mission to give them as much love as he could. One day, a dog came into the shelter that changed everything. Her name was Daisy, a golden retriever with eyes so sad they seemed to carry the weight of the world. She had been found wandering the streets, thin and shivering. When Oliver approached her cage, Daisy cowered, unsure of his intentions. Oliver moved slowly, speaking softly, offering her treats. Day by day he watched as Daisy's eyes began to lighten, and her tail, once tucked between her legs, started to wag. Over the weeks, Oliver and Daisy formed a bond unlike any he had experienced. She would rest her head on his knee, her eyes full of trust. It felt as though she understood him, in ways he didn't even know he needed. After every shift, he'd sit with her in the quiet, scratching her behind the ears and telling her stories about his day. For Oliver, Daisy wasn't just a dog, she was a friend, a reminder of the goodness that existed in the world. One afternoon, as the shelter was getting ready to close, Oliver found a couple filling out adoption papers. They had fallen in love with Daisy. He knew this was a good thing. Every dog deserved a loving home, but his heart ached at the thought of saying goodbye. When it was time, he knelt beside Daisy, giving her one last hug. As her new family walked her out, Daisy stopped at the door, looking back at him with eyes that said, "Thank you." It was hard, but Oliver knew that loving dogs meant letting them go too. As he watched Daisy leave, he felt a mixture of sadness and joy. This was what it was all about, finding homes, spreading love, and knowing that every goodbye was also a new beginning. He wiped a tear from his eye, smiling as he heard the excited barks of other dogs in the shelter, waiting for their turn to be loved.